Hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I'm so happy that all of you enjoyed the numerology forecast. I thought it was fascinating. So, thank you for your positive comments and encouraging me to do more of these, and I will. And somebody recommended that I should do them in the beginning of the year for everybody for the full year, and I think I will. All right. All right. I found a few online and I posted it, but I think they're all sold out. They're very difficult to find. So you can, I think, like A books and some other ones, you can set up an alert that if some come online, then you'll be alerted to buy them. Anyways, I did get some positive comments that you do want me to do the orcs. So let's do the orcs. So Uh, Andrew's birthday is February. Wonder why I'm out of breath. 19th. And we are in a 9-year. 30. So he's in a 3-year. He's in a 3-year. This is the same as Meghan Markle's. You know what this means? Next year is not going to be very easy for him or Meghan. Isn't that fascinating? Him and Meghan are on the same path of flopping and being canceled. This year, the 3rd year of your present 9-year cycle belongs to you. Isn't this, in some respects, this is his life without his mother, right? His number 1 year would have been the year that she passed away. So he's in this whole new cycle that he doesn't have his mother protecting him. Even though you are in, this year, the 3rd year of your present 9-year cycle belongs to you, even though you are involved in the affair of others. Good. Everything that he's been accused of is because of others. We are never entirely free from the duty and responsibility. Other people take our time and need our help. However, now and then we have the right to think about our own affairs and what we want to do, and about what seems personally important to us alone. Otherwise, we would never find our real selves or discover our own true worth. Life would be dull if entirely dominated by the demands of others. Your right action during your number 3 personal year is to believe in yourself and the ideas you've been carrying in your heart and mind, but never expressed. Wow. At least dream about them. Dreams have a way of coming true in the most surprising way. I'm wondering if his dream was not to be a royal, not to be in the spotlight, not to be so responsible for this. Because that's what's happened. That's what's manifested. Dreams have a way of coming true in the most surprising way. We have to ask ourselves, was his dream not to be a royal? And then nobody would have heard about him. Inspiration, imagination, creative thought, and deep emotional feeling are all qualities of character that make people great and give color and warmth to all levels of living in business, art, entertainment, labor, or the most practical field of endeavor. He's never done anything like that. There's so many reports and people who have met him who say he's very cold, he's very arrogant, very selfish. So, here comes karma, knock, knock. Keep in mind that this is not a duty year for you, even if you have many tasks to take care of. Follow the strong desire for self-improvement. He never did, at least in some simple and constructive way. He never thought he had to self-improve anything. Find the time to do so, but think out the plan without too much emotion. This might cause you to act impulsively and extravagantly. To be oneself and to dare to follow a dream, to even go ahead with the idea, does not mean to throw all standards to the wind just to get your own way. And that's the thing, is if you do not vibrate with what the natural cycles of life are, You're number one, you're going to find that you're constantly fighting in life. And number two, the universe has a way of waking you up. So for example, you don't plant your garden if you live in the north. You don't plant your garden in January when the seeds are all going to freeze and you have to dig out the snow to find the ground and then complain your seeds didn't germinate. Right? And the same thing is you don't start your garden at the end of August and then complain that the snow came and your garden wasn't done. Like they say, there's a season for everything. There's a time and a reason and a season for everything. And Mother Nature is the best to show us that. She shows us when it's spring, summer, winter, spring, summer, autumn, winter, and the cycle just repeats and repeats. And look at the birds. They don't lay their eggs in January if they're living up north. They don't even live up here. There's no bugs to eat. They fly down south. So that's the cycle they're in. If they were to fight that, they would starve and die. There's the universe going, well, there you go. You don't want to listen to me. There's your punishment. And I think this is what's happening with Andrew. He had all of this he was fighting against, and the universe just took it all away. Self-development, however, should not be expressed as over self-importance. And that's what he is, over self-importance. This will be an eventful year at the same time. Pleasure, travel, many social activities, friendly gatherings, and entertainment take on color. Your best results will be attained through a happy mind. Well, he doesn't have a happy mind. Love affairs, your own and those of others, will give you much to think about with overly deep emotional feelings on your part. This is crazy. This should be a very happy year. It's absolutely not. If your life is well established and you do not feel the need of change, and especially if your work and way of living is routine, at least add fun and inspiration to the lives of others. Entertain, give gifts, avoid extravagances, one of the scattering forces of the year, and renew your friendship. He didn't do any of that. Study, read, attend lectures, and freshen your mental and creative faculties. Well, we don't know about that. Your plans for self-development should bring you popularity, romance, love, and admiration. He didn't do any self-development. He didn't do any inward work, any shadow work. Business, friends are important. In marriage, take a trip. Well, yeah, they both have to leave. Children, introduce art and beauty. In-laws, be friends, buy them something. Human relationships, be a good friend and make friends. He hasn't done any of that. Okay, so let's see. His month of November would be the same as Megan. So instead of rereading what November is going to be, I'm going to read December for Andrew. I bet he can't wait for this year to close out. This is a busy month, but a happy one, due to your being able to help others and do things for them. Perhaps one of the things that he's able to do is get somewhere for Fergie to live, or perhaps make sure that the girls don't lose their titles. You will have responsibility and be called upon to render service to others and find little time for yourself now. For from now on, you will be getting into a practical year and will be compelled to put your ideals and dreams of the present year into form for more lasting results. The accumulation of many things and many conditions will be settled at this time. Did you hear that? The accumulation of many things and many conditions will be settled at this time. The accumulation of all his poor moral choices, the universe has settled them in ways that he did not even see coming. You seem to be at home or have your time taken up with affairs of family and relatives. So probably with the girls. So this is the month to be unselfish and to make others happy. You should be more settled in regard to the activities of September, even though you have much to talk over. So there's still going to be a little bit of a ripple coming for him. Love affairs and emotional matters are considered and enjoyed. This is your duty month and Christmas time. Next year opens with more serious aspect, but simply to force you to be a good manager of your own affairs and give you the opportunity to show what you can really do. So next year, both Megan and Andrew have the 4 year can typically be a very stern and difficult year where you're called to task to a lot of things. So that's actually pretty interesting. All right. So let's do Sarah. Oh, did you know Fergie has, when you put in Fergie, actually Fergie from Black Eyed Peas come out? Yeah, 15th of October. I thought that's what it was. I thought that's what it was. Okay, so 15 plus 10 plus 9. 34. So she's in a 7 year. She's in the same as Charles. She should have had a very spiritual year. Now, we don't know if she did or not, but let's see what's happening with Fergie in her 7 year, which is very deep endings. And look what's ending for her. Look what the universe has taken away from her. Everything. She doesn't even have a roof over her head anymore. Down through the ages, the number 7 has been associated with the occult, spiritual, and mystical. However, it is often called the lucky 7 in a relationship to material interests and activities, symbolizing the unexpected. As you make this year's progress towards your future success, you're likely to touch or even include all these interests in various ways for development of character, better understanding of yourself, your emotions, and spiritual nature. You may wonder about this. You may even be disinclined to consider so-called religious interests as a necessary part of your work, success, or business affairs. But after all, each personal year of every 9 year cycle is a step toward a better understanding of yourself, your ultimate goal in life. Therefore, right action at the right time is a very important asset. The Bible tells us that when the world was created, the Lord worked with concentration and energy for 6 days. Then he went away and rested. You're likely to feel an inner desire to be done with a lot of the work you carried on the last year and the endless responsibility. The inner drive, which will be prodding you now, will urge you to change your way of thinking and feeling and to live on a higher plane of thought and action. Regardless of your type of work, you may suddenly feel tired of the endless duties of last year, wish to have more time for yourself, and be free from so many responsibilities, even from people and friends. So, did she wish that? Did she wish she didn't have this many responsibilities? And so the universe took them all away. I also want to point out, isn't it interesting that Sarah and Charles are both in their 7 year, and both of them have had cancer. So they have gone along like their cycles are matched up together. So isn't that interesting that they both have cancer? Charles is not being cured from his, but Fergie has been cured from hers. Interesting. Think about that. This is a good year to take out time to rest, study, read, travel, and to place some duties in the hands of others. Well, didn't she go away for quite a while? Didn't she go away to Switzerland It was apparently for some kind of rehab, sanatorium kind of thing, relaxing. Apparently, she was struggling with depression. Your right action now is not to be duty bound. The qualities of the soul are calling for creative expression and outlet. If you respond to this urge to know about your inner self and to think about beauty, perfection, and what life is all about, over above getting on in the world, you'll find the year is a wonderful one with added rewards, not expected, to give you realization of your rightful place in the world. Even in the midst of many things to do in your personal affairs, the keynote of the year is to gain understanding of spiritual laws for yourself and for a happier attitude of mind at least. Well, considering where Fergie is right now, many reports that she is really struggling, almost nervous breakdown, allegedly. She didn't do any of this work this year in her 7 year. You may find that you are more alone than usual. Well, look at, she's being left out in the cold. Like, sorry, your titles are gone. You have to move out. Well, where am I going? Don't care, don't know. She's more alone than normal. Also, we've heard that the girls are kind of keeping their distance but supportive. All kinds of stories are going out. But even if the girls are around, she's going to feel like she's more alone than normal. This is not a misunderstanding. It is instead your opportunity to listen to the voice of your inner nature telling you the truth about yourself, your character, and your ability. Boy, wouldn't that be a big wake-up call to Fergie to listen to the truth about herself. Man, the universe gave her a big smackdown, didn't it? One of the experiences you will need to prepare for is that friends and loved ones may condemn you for your sudden interest in different ways of thinking and living. They may feel you are not like yourself, or they may argue with you about principles of thought and your new ways of thinking and feeling. It is just as well not to say much or to try to convince them. This may be about past interests and activities and ideals. Separation and breaking up of friendship could result. Yeah, she didn't do the work. She didn't do her shadow work. In business, attract and specialize. In marriage, try to understand each other. In children, teach silence and how to be alone. In-laws, do not argue. Human relationships, education is vital. And so the same thing I've read already November for Charles, and it's quite an ending month. So let's see what December is going to be like for Fergie. The influence of this sabbatical year now begins to pass. You can plan to take advantage of the business opportunities which are present or in your mind. Pick them up and sort them out for worth, future progress and use as your business year approaches. However, there is a short period of finals and tasks to be taken care of in January of next year. So what you do now is in the nature of rearrangements rather than to force any issue. Move on, Fergie. Don't force it. Don't write that book. Remember this. It may be February of next year before you can move forward with full direction and opportunity. This is likely to be due to happenings or a few delays you had not counted on. Didn't count on being kicked out of Royal Lodge, did you? Didn't count on everybody finding out about how Jeffrey Epstein supported you. This Christmas month will be busy and different in some respect. Look for a trip, visitors, and the unexpected, but with more freedom and new interests. So this Christmas sounds like they can do whatever they want. They don't have to go to church and dress up and be and have their picture taken with the family walk. The subtle force which was operating all year to help you understand yourself is now passing, and from now on you will need to stand on your own feet. Hey? No more royal nothing for you, Fergie. Use good business judgment and put your energies to work to produce tangible results. Make this a pleasant Christmas and gather your mental judgment and energies together for a forward effort next year. Yeah, isn't that crazy how accurate these are? It's crazy. I'd read you more, but I believe I'm only allowed 15 minutes to review a book. So that's why I'm doing 15 minutes, this is less than 50 minutes for both of them. You'll see that the videos are less than 30 minutes. All right. I'm still going to try and figure out how I can do something in the new year for you guys. So stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.